30 days ago, 1 month ago, I decided that I wanted to create a project to change the world of sport. Yeah, it's been 1 month. Just 1 month. And so many amazing things have happened in that 1 month. And I just wanted to make a quick video to talk about some of that because it's been such an extraordinary journey. Let me just put you on a stand here and then I can talk. So if you haven't seen me before, my name's Mark Philpott, and 1 month ago I decided that I wanted to create a project right here on my sailboat where I live and I work to change the world of sport. And I guess at the time a lot of people would say, well, that's a bold statement, right? Wanting to change the world of sport. Why would you want to do that, and how are you going to do it? Well, my background is in global business. I love building global businesses, and I love taking on a challenge that most other people are not prepared to take on. And that's exactly what I'm doing with this project. But let's just back up a minute because I want to talk to you about why I think the world of sport needs to be changed. I've been a professional sportsman in my life. I've also been very intimate with a lot of sports. I've been a sports fan all of my life. I've competed in tennis, triathlon. I've run over 70 marathons. And I've seen a lot of the heartache that goes along with being a professional athlete. That combined with my business skills, I've set up businesses around the world. I've set up not-for-profit organizations and done all sorts of things and learnt a lot of skills. I have an amazing global network of contacts and connections. And I was sitting on my sailboat doing a podcast show, and all of a sudden I decided that I wanted to take on a new challenge and develop a new business. So what we're developing is going to be unique in a lot of ways, and I've had people contact me in the last few days and go, oh yeah, that's been done before and this is happening and blah blah blah, a lot of this is happening. That may be the case. There might be some elements of what we're going to do that have been done before, and whether they're being done in a sustainable way, whether they're being done in an impactful way, that's not for me to judge. But I think we also need to keep evolving and innovating in any business that we do. So if there's been things out there for some time that really haven't hit the mark, then I want to be a disruptor and come in and do something new and different, and that's what we're going to do. So when I talk about creating a new platform, I'm talking about doing something that's never been done before. Doing it in a way that it hasn't been done, doing it in a scale that hasn't been done. There's 166 million professional athletes in the world today. Think about that number for a minute, 166 million. In the last 30 days since I started this project, I've had nearly hundreds now of athletes contact me. Some of them tell me shocking stories about their life journey, sad stories, stories that really have impacted me in the heart. Stories of how they gave up so much to be involved in their sport. They gave so much of themselves to their sport, and they got very little in return, not only from an income point of view, but also from a retirement and transition point of view. And my research tells me that there's a lot of desperate people from the athletic world around the world who have become bankrupt, who have become homeless, and have fallen on very difficult times. And we all know that that goes for every sector of the community. But because I'm passionate about sport and because I want to make a difference, I'm focusing my energies on helping as many of those 166 million athletes who need help to actually have solutions in their life that are going to make a better life journey. So I'm fortunate. I'm in a position in my life that I can choose to do whatever it is I want to do. I didn't have to do this project. I was happy sitting on my sailboat doing podcasts. But I want to make a real difference in this world, and I want my legacy as a human being to be something that actually made a significant difference to humanity. So that's another reason why I started this project. Now, in the last 30 days, there's been a lot happening. I'm not the kind of guy that likes to sit around and talk about doing things. I like to be a doer as well, and I've connected with a lot of corporate brands now across the world who are very interested in what we're doing. I'm going to be presenting the project to one of those corporate brands next week here in Australia. I've been talking to companies in Europe, in the United States, and in Asia. I've been talking to athletes across those geographics as well, from all kinds of different sports. I've spoken to track and field athletes, I've spoken to basketballers, I've spoken to triathletes, I've spoken to swimmers, rowers, weightlifters, table tennis players, equestrian participants, canoe, kayaking, rowing, rugby players, squash players, tennis players, badminton players. I've spoken to a lot of athletes in the last 30 days, and that list continues to grow. There's a lot of passion in what we're doing. We're setting up country organisations now where we can have people in countries that are going to help us design and develop the platform that we're going to create. Now, I keep making reference to this platform, and I just want to explain exactly what that is. loveathletes.com is going to be a URL where all of the sports industry can go to collaborate on all kinds of different levels. We're going to be raising money for athletes across the world, no matter what their sport, no matter what their age, no matter what their particular phase of their sports career is. That's one thing that athletes need, is additional funding. A lot of the sports bodies don't give sufficient funding. A lot of athletes who are in a professional career have to come up with ways of creating their own funding. Some people have second jobs that they have to go and do to be able to maintain their sports career. We want to help those people. We also want to help people with pathways to employment after they've actually finished their career. But it doesn't happen when they fall off the cliff at the end. It happens a long way during their career that we're going to get engaged with that. We're also going to focus a lot on coaches, so understanding that important relationship between an athlete and a coach. Often the coaches are the most paramount person in that athlete's life, and without those coaches there and without those coaches being sustainable, then a lot of athletes have a lot of problems, and we've seen that. 159 Olympians have committed suicide in the last decades. We've had thousands of young athletes committing suicide all across the world for different reasons associated with the pressures of their sport. We live in a new age now with social media and the impact that has. I've listened to athletes talking to me about how they've been bullied online and in person because of what they do, what colour their skin is, and the fact that they're actually high achievers and they're out there doing something that not the normal person can relate to. There's so many different aspects of this, and the one thing that I'm adamant about is we're going to create a voice for the athletes. We're going to give the athletes a platform in which they can actually help to determine their terms and conditions of employment. That's going to be rather unique in what we're planning. That hasn't been done before, I can assure you of that. There's a lot of new innovations that we're going to bring to the sports world that a lot of past generation sports people haven't seen before. They might be skeptics of for different reasons, and that's okay. We need to prove to people and we need to show people what we can do. So in the last 30 days, I've been putting it out there to athletes around the world to give me information, to share with me the projects and programs that they've been involved in before, and what have been the pitfalls of those programs, what haven't they been able to cover for the athletes. So we're building a really nice platform in terms of understanding what it is the athletes actually need. And I guess that all goes into a central database, so it gives us all this great quantifiable data around what athletes are actually wanting from us. And we're doing this all across the world, so we're not just going to do it in pockets, we're going to give it accessibility to everybody. In addition to having our platform online, we're going to have people in country organisations around the world that people can actually have access to directly. So if there's a face behind the name that's required, we're going to provide that as well. So there's lots of different things that are being created around this. People have said to me, okay, when's this going to be available? Well, how long's a piece of string? Okay, I'm not the sort of guy that's going to say on the 2nd of June in 2021 we're going to launch this platform. We're going to launch this platform when it's ready to be launched. At the moment, the priority is to build our global community of contacts. to do a lot of research and understanding on what's out there, what needs to be provided that athletes are not getting today, and the information we receive from that analysis is going to give us the information we need to build the platform. I've spoken to a number of companies around the world that actually have the technological capabilities of building our platform for us. It's going to be a very complex platform, and yet from a user interface point of view, it's going to be very easy for users who are going to be everybody from the sports industry, from a sports fan to an athlete, to a coach, to a nutritionist, a sports psychologist, sponsors, marketers. Anybody who's connected to the sports industry is going to benefit from being associated with our platform. So I'm working hard now in the background. This is my day job. This is my commitment. In fact, I've made a personal 10-year commitment to this project because I feel so passionate about it, and having grown global businesses before, I know what it takes in terms of time to build these kinds of things. So this is an enormous project, bringing on so many amazing people. We already have Olympians past and present on our team who are not only giving us advice and information, but they're also connecting us to vital components and stakeholders within the sports industry. That's all been happening in the last month. I've been talking to tech companies, as I said, about the platform. I've been talking to potential sponsors and partners in the corporate world who have a real deep passion about what we're doing in relation to their own corporate social responsibility parameters. So that's an exciting opportunity as well. I've got coaches around the world that have been contacting me and telling me about the plight of coaches and where they need help. So we're starting to build an understanding around what coaches need as well. So really this is going to be an amazing ecosystem of knowledge, welfare and wisdom for the sports industry and anybody that gets connected to it. So I'm going to spend the next few months working hard behind the scenes on developing those things. I'm going to be sharing stories of athletes around some of the hardships they've been through, because I think we need to be reminded every day, as I am, what's actually happening out there. Some of the weaknesses of associations and federations right up to the top of world sport, how it is political and how it has been corrupt in the past and in the present. We need to overcome those things, and we've got some ideas around that. So there's a lot of scope within this project. So if you're sitting watching this video and you go, wow, this sounds quite interesting, I hadn't heard about this before, you can connect with us in a number of ways. We have a Facebook page under Love Athletes. We have a website under loveathletes.com. There's a contact page there if you want to reach out to me and talk to me maybe about your story, if you're an athlete or a coach, or just someone who's passionate about sport. If you're someone from the business world that wants me to come and have a chat or get aligned with your business, let me know. I'm only too happy to talk to people. In fact, that's all I'm doing at the moment, is talking to people and understanding what the sports industry needs from us. And I can tell you, in the last 30 days, with over hundreds of athletes that have been in contact with me and people from the sports industry, it's really exciting to see the need that's out there. 166 million professional athletes in the world today. And who knows how many of those really need the help that we want to provide. So it's early days. We've just started the journey. Every day on my sailboat, I sit here and I commit myself to this task, trying to bring on as many people who are in a position to help us as a startup today to take this project to the world, to make a difference. So if you're out there and you're somebody that has a lot of compassion, who wants to help people, you've got a couple of hours spare in your day and your week, reach out. Let me know. You'll be welcome to come on. You'll be very welcome to come on board and help us out in any capacity. So there we go. It's a 1 month anniversary. Really excited, really happy with how things are going, and just some of the amazing people that have already got connected to this project. So thanks for your time. Thanks for your support. Getting a lot of positive comments in lots of different areas about this. And it's not the comments that drive me. It's the aspiration I have to make a difference in the world and to help as many athletes and coaches as I possibly can. So there we are. Get connected to loveathletes.com. and come along on the journey, because it's going to be really exciting. It's going to be very innovative. So if you're somebody that likes to sit at the leading edge of not only technology but human capacity and human development, this project's going to have all of that and more. So I'll welcome you on board today. So before I go, I just want to say I hope everybody's safe and well out there, and yeah, thinking of everybody that's having a bit of a tough time at the moment in different parts of the world. COVID-19 is one thing, but there's also people that are having tough times in other areas. So I want to pass on my gratitude and also my love to you all who are doing it tough. So I'll see you again soon in another video. Thanks for watching.